Welcome to today's video, chair yoga for tight hips. So we're going to go through a short flow using just a chair and go through some great yoga postures to help open up tight hips. So go ahead, take a seat, ideally on a chair that does not swivel like mine, and you're going to want one without arms because we're going to be turning on our chair. So we'll start by coming up to the front of our seat so we can sit tall, shoulders over top of hips, slight core engagement, and knees over ankles. Hands can come to rest in the lap, and if it feels okay, we can close the eyes or find a soft gaze towards the floor. And we're just going to start by connecting with our breath. No need to change anything about your breath, just starting to notice the sensations of your inhale and exhale. And just committing this next 10 minutes or so to yourself and to following your breath. And remember to only come into postures that feel good and allow you to keep your breath full and long. So if your breath ever becomes constricted or you feel pain in a posture, just knowing that it's time to back out of the posture. Good, the eyes can open if they're closed. Now we're going to start with some circles here. So just bringing the torso in big circles. Just as far as is comfortable, starting to warm up the hips and the pelvis, and then switching directions. And then coming to center. We'll bring our feet a little bit wider. You can hold on to the chair for support, and we're going to allow the knees to fall from one side to the other, doing some windshield wipers. Just warming up the hip joint here before we get into some stretches. Good, and we'll come back to center. We're going to pull the right knee into the chest. So if it's too difficult to get to the right knee, you can grab behind the right thigh, or even use a towel or a strap behind your thigh or in front of your shin to pull the knee towards the chest. So just finding a way that works for you here. We just want a nice gentle stretch in the right hip. Left leg can be bent or straight. Deep breaths. You can stay still here, or you can bring some circles into the right hip. Just working on bringing more mobility into the hip joint in the other direction. And then we'll just pull the knee in for a couple breaths. And exhale to release. Good. Coming to our left knee, let's change the clasp of the hands here. Pulling the left knee in towards the chest. And coming back to that full deep breath. And again, option here to draw circles with the knee, getting into the hip joint. And the other way. And then coming to stillness once more. And exhale, release. Good, coming to sit up tall again. Hands come to the thighs, or if they reach, to the knees. We'll take an inhale, bring the chest and belly forward, shoulders and tailbone back. And then exhale, bring your belly button to your spine, round and look down. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, open up the chest. And exhale, round the spine, even pull on your knees. Inhale forward. Exhale back, really moving from the hips here. Couple more, inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Good, inhale, come back up. I'm going to turn to one side here, coming into a lunge. So my right thigh is supported, my front leg supported by the chair, and my left leg's behind me, finding 90-degree bend in both knees, pressing through those back toes, pushing the back hip forward, trying to find a stretch through the front of the hip and the thigh of the back leg. You can hold onto the back of the chair for support here. And then option to bring the outside arm up and over. So in this case, my left arm, just deepening the stretch a little bit. Good, inhale back and exhale, arm down. And we'll slowly make our way to the other side. Again, that front thigh supported by the chair, back leg behind you. 90-degree bend in the knees, so that front knee's on top of the front ankle and the back hip's on top of the back knee. Pulling that back hip forward and maybe pressing into the back toes to open up through the front of the thigh and hip. Staying here or bringing the outside arm up and over. Finding your full, even and smooth breath. The more you press into your feet, the more active this will become, and you can actually bring a bit of strengthening into the pose. One more breath. And on the exhale, gently come back through center. Good, next we're coming into a figure four. So anywhere you come in this pose is totally fine. So starting with the left leg lengthened out and the right ankle crossed over the left. From here we'll start to work our right ankle up the left leg, avoiding the knee. So wherever you start to feel that stretch in the right hip, maybe you bend the left knee, is totally fine. Pulling the right toes back towards the right shin, and maybe you press that right knee down away from you and hinge forward to deepen. So anywhere from just crossing the ankles with a straight leg to where I am here is perfectly fine. Just looking for that stretch in the right hip. So I feel this on the outside of my right hip and glute area, but you might feel this in other places depending on where your muscles are tight. Check in with the face, make sure you're relaxing between the eyebrows, relaxing the jaw. And on your next inhale, slowly come back up, and we'll come to the other side. So anywhere from here up to here is perfect. Pulling the left toes back, protecting the knee joint, and then maybe coming forward, pressing the left leg down. Breath traveling all the way into the low belly, up through the rib cage and into the chest. And exhale, full breaths out, in and out through the nose. Couple more breaths here. Relax the shoulders, relax the jaw. And on your next inhale, slowly back up. We'll take a last few windshield wipers, side to side. And just notice if the hips feel any different than they did when we did these windshield wipers at the beginning of our class. Maybe a little more space, a little more open, or maybe they don't feel any different, that's okay too. And we'll come back to center here. Sitting up tall once more, eyes closed or soft gaze down. Just taking this moment to integrate all of the work we did. Sending yourself some gratitude for showing up and doing the work for your body and your mind. And feel free to sit here or even lie down and take a shavasana for as long as you'd like. Thank you so much for joining me today. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste.